Otaku killer is obsessed with porn. Tsutomu Miyazaki caused horror in the late 1980s for kidnapping and murdering for little girls, keeping their body parts as trophies and mocking the victims' families. Tsutomu Miyazaki was born in 1962 into a wealthy family in Itsukoichi town, Tokyo. He was ostracized in elementary school due to a rare birth defect that causes his finger joints to fuse together. Having good grades, Miyazaki's grades began to seriously decline in high school and could only enter a poorly known local college to study photo engineering. He doesn't want to take over the family business. After his arrest, Miyazaki said that what he really wanted was to have his problems heard, but believed that his parents were more concerned about material things than emotions, so they wouldn't hear them, or they would ignore them. He admitted that he had thought about committing suicide. Miyazaki felt he only received support from his close grandfather since childhood, and was shunned by his two younger sisters. In May 1988, his grandfather passed away, making Miyazaki's depression worse and making him feel even more isolated. He indulged in his extensive collection of pornography, comics, cartoons, and horror videos. Miyazaki once attacked his mother when asked to spend more time working and watching less videos. On August 22, 1988, one day after his 26th birthday, Miyazaki lured 4-year-old Mari Kano, who was playing on the side of the road, into his black Nissan Langley, then drove west to Tokyo and parked under the bridge, where there are dense trees. There, he murdered and abused his victim's body. Miyazaki kept Mari's clothes, dumped the body on a hill near his house, but returned a few days later to bring part of the bones back to store in the closet, cremated the rest, and sent it to Mari's family with a photo of the clothes and the postcard read, "Mari, bones, cremation, investigation, proof." On October 3, 1988, Miyazaki discovered 7-year-old Masami Yoshizawa while driving along a deserted road. He offered to give Masami a lift and took her to the place where he committed the crime with Mari. 2 months later, on December 12, 1988, Miyazaki saw 4-year-old Erika Namba walking home. He forced her into the car and drove to a parking lot in Naguri, Saitama Province. Erika's body was discovered 3 days later. On December 20th, Erika's family received a postcard sent by Miyazaki with a message composed of words cut from magazines: Erika, cold, cough, throat, rest, die.
On June 6, 1989, Miyazaki persuaded 5-year-old Ayako Nomoto to allow him to take photos. Then, he led her into the car and murdered her. Fearing that the police would find body parts, 2 weeks later, he returned to the place where the body was dumped to bring the remains back to hide in the closet. Miyazaki's string of crimes only stopped in one stumble while searching for the 5th victim. On July 23, 1989, he saw 2 sisters playing in the park in Hakioji and tried to separate the younger sister from her. He lured the girl to take off her clothes. While taking pictures, the father caught her and attacked her, but he escaped. The father reported to the police. When returning to the park to get his car, Miyazaki was arrested by the police. Searching his 2-room house, police discovered a number of human bones hidden in the closet. At the same time, authorities found 5,763 videotapes, some containing cartoons and horror films about the killers, interspersed among them videos and photos of the victims. After being arrested, on August 11, Miyazaki confessed to killing Ayako and helping police find her skull. He confided to police after 4 weeks of interrogation that he killed the girls to fulfill his necrophilia fantasies. Miyazaki is portrayed by the media as a depraved loner and camera addict, with a penchant for child pornography and murder videos. The media nicknamed him the Otaku Killer, a reference to otaku culture, specifically anime and horror films, that turned him into a murderer, thereby creating prejudice and fear among people. Public about otaku. Many newspapers said that Miyazaki had retreated into the world of fantasy comics due to feeling abandoned. Police speculate that Miyazaki may have been inspired by Flowers of Blood and Flesh, a low-budget Japanese film in which the main character kidnaps a 20-year-old woman and then murders her. Miyazaki's trial began on March 30, 1990. Just like when he was arrested, he still appeared indifferent, always keeping a calm attitude in court. However, Miyazaki did not admit guilt and often spoke nonsense, blaming his actions on Ratman, an alter ego he said forced him to kill. The 7-year trial focused on Miyazaki's mental state at the time of the murder. Under Japanese law, people with abnormal minds do not face punishment, and people with cognitive disabilities receive reduced sentences. 3 teams of court-appointed professional psychiatrists reached different conclusions about Miyazaki's ability to distinguish right from wrong. One group determined he had a cognitive disability, while another group concluded he had schizophrenia. The remaining group concluded he had multiple personality disorder. The third group believes that Miyazaki has a personality disorder but is still capable of taking responsibility for his actions. The Tokyo District Court ruled Miyazaki was aware of the severity and consequences of the crime and was therefore responsible. He was sentenced to death on April 14, 1997. The death sentence was upheld by both the Tokyo High Court on June 28, 2001 and the Supreme Court on January 17, 2006. Miyazaki protested the verdict, saying, "One day I will be proven innocent." Miyazaki was hanged on June 17, 2008. At the heart of the controversy behind the case is the prevalence of violent pornography in Japan's huge manga and video industry. Tokyo police have called for laws to restrict minors' access to such materials. Profane videos and magazines featuring horror and violence are flooding our society, the Yomiuri newspaper wrote in an editorial. However, it would be hasty to conclude that this video and magazine are the cause of the crime. Still, Yomiuri added that the explosion of gore videos is not a healthy social trend and warned of the danger that fiction and reality could be confused when the state of mind one's spirit is distorted.